Hello budget people, and welcome to another episode of the She's on a Budget podcast. I'm Euphemia, your host, on a mission to deliver jargon-free money advice to help you fast track your way along your financial journey. Today I am joined with probably the most famous person I will ever have on my show, an amazingly talented photographer. He's worked with S.O.A.B, I hope I'm saying it right, Nikon, Shimano, to name a few, guys. He has over 70,000 followers on Instagram, TikTok and YouTube collectively. Allow me to introduce to you my brother, P.O.BOX.
Hey, happy to be here. That was nice. I like that.
Do you like it? It did take me long to do that, actually. I'm actually really proud of myself for that.
I'm proud to be here. I'm happy to be here.
You're happy to be here?
Yeah, happy to be here.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, guys, this is my brother. Literally like 3 years apart, guys. But a lot of us say we're kind of like twins, especially when we were babies. I was a bit of a chubber baby. So yeah, we look like twins apparently. Introduce yourself, my big bro. Tell everyone about yourself.
So, I would say I'm a London born.
Yeah.
London bred. Yeah, born and bred in London.
Yeah.
South East. So, little bit of the hard knocks.
Mm-hmm.
Then I basically had a love for beautiful mediums. I used to love football, like Nike adverts and stuff like that. Playing computer games obviously is a big part of my childhood.
Yeah.
And I remember doing college and becoming doing a graphic design course.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I actually remember that.
Yeah.
We're going to get into like your stages as well, like your education and stuff in a sec. But
yeah, I'm a professional freelance photographer, maybe content creator.
Yeah,
advertising.
Definitely. 70,000 followers. I think you are. You're creating something.
So yeah, that's what I do basically, and it's so funny how you could do one thing and it stems into so many other things. So, but yeah, I would say down in my heart, I am a photographer, and yeah, at heart I am. But it's nice to do other things as well.
Cool. Before we go into it, I just realised, guys, as you can see, I'm probably not the best podcast host ever, but this episode will be around side hustles. The title of the podcast is called Any Side Hustle Will Do, as in any dream will do, like the Joseph Technicolor. No? Okay. Anyway, so yeah, that's the title of the podcast. We are talking about side hustles. My brother, as you've already just kind of like got a tinge of, he is a well-established photographer, and it did stem from a hobby that he has turned into a side hustle, which has now become his full-time employment. So that's why he is here, and obviously because he's my brother, but yeah, that's why he's here. Okay, so yeah, early years. How would you say that we were brought up, Ben? So what would you say? Would you say that we were like silver spoons in the mouths, or would you say that we had, what type of childhood did we have?
It would be like working middle class sort of childhood. Like we didn't have everything we wanted, and we didn't go without, but it was more like you kind of had to earn what you wanted, or you had to be rewarded with that thing. It was never just given. No. There was never. I don't feel we was like needy anyway.
No.
We never.
We didn't feel deprived.
No, we never wanted We never wanted everything. We just wanted something.
Yeah. But we didn't feel deprived at all. I think Mum made a lot of our things, didn't she? She made food. She made a lot of our clothes. We didn't go to like supermarkets and stuff like that a lot of the time, guys. It was more like my mum would make milk even for us. We brought up quite strict vegetarian children, and she made most of our things. But as I said, we didn't feel deprived or anything like that. And she was a single parent, so yeah.
And I remember us making toys. Do you remember that?
Guys, okay, listen, we have to go there, right?
We would, if there was a toy we wanted, we would just be like, I'm gonna make it.
Okay, so you know how girls had Barbies? You know how girls had Barbies and boys had Ken? Nah. And the thing is, because Ben was an artist, my brother could draw, you really do need to show them some of your bits. Maybe I'll get some stuff to put into the video, but he has been an artiste, should I say, from a very, very young age, guys. So we didn't have Barbie, we didn't have Ken. Ben would draw mine and his figurines. So I'd have a girl, and the thing is, it wasn't just that, guys. We would cut out the actual. You remember
the split pins, using the split pins to collect the joints.
Pins like you know how you do with the skeletons when you're at school, guys. We do that at home, and we actually make clothes. Do you remember when we make clothes?
We would make everything.
Clothes, shoes, hat, out of paper, guys.
Do you know what? It would be better than the ones you could buy. I'll tell you why, because you could make it exactly how you want it.
And do you remember you used to make all your Nikes?
True, but I used to make the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the characters, Raphael, Donatello. I used to draw them and cut them out, and that would be my character.
I'm telling you, we didn't have the. Oh, it's so bad, didn't it, when you think back? But we didn't have any toys. We didn't go to Hamleys and buy toys.
We had toys. But we just didn't have.
We didn't have the latest toy.
We didn't have every toy. We'd have like.
We'd have educational toys.
What we needed. We had what we needed. We didn't really need all that stuff. It's more of wants. Like you want that, you want that, but you don't need it.
Yeah, we just made do. And to be honest, as I said to you, we didn't feel. I don't want anyone thinking, oh my gosh, they were making toys out of paper. No, we didn't feel deprived. We actually felt really empowered by it. We were like, yeah, man, we could. What? I don't buy that. I just make it out of paper. What? You know, like we were just like that. We weren't feeling deprived at all.
Yeah.
But
it was like, if we wanted something, we'd be like, and we can't get it, how can I make it?
Yes.
That's our thought process. It was so creative. And I love that because it's like, forget trying to buy something and always thinking about money. We was like, without money,
what could we do? We had that hustle. I think we had that hustle mindset. But as you can
we
see,
didn't even know.
No, I didn't know.
It was just a young thing.
I know. But the thing is as well, Ben, you were the artiste. What was I doing?
You was the brains behind it.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't the brain. I'm just being very clear here, guys. It'll be, Ben, can you draw me some shoes? Ben, can you... I didn't do anything. I think we were just playing the toys together, but I didn't do any of the
I was a bit of an artist.
You were very clever.
But that stems from church. Remember church, I used to just draw the whole time. What I did in church was draw.
Yeah.
That helped me get through the whole 3 hours or 4 hours of it. Which when your kid feels like eternity.
It's true. So, yeah, as you can see, guys, I think from an early childhood, Ben has always been gifted, I'd say. It's a gift. You know, any of these things that you can do, that you can maybe even, from a young age, if you can find something that is a hobby and turn it into, you know, a job at a later age, you do have to have some sense of talent. But I wouldn't say that that is the only thing, because the way that I got into being self-employed was very different to Ben's. Childhood was definitely an experience in itself, but we weren't, mate, we were happy with those paper toys for sure.
It's amazing.
So in terms of like school life then, education, what did you do at school?
What do you mean, like high school?
Yeah, like high school, like secondary school. What was your... Did you come away with like 10 million GCSEs?
Oh no.
What was it like?
No, like it was like an average kind of score. Like art was my thing, as we got to the drawing. I love drawing. So when I would never miss an art lesson. I'll be staying behind after the teacher stays behind, and I got the best grade in that.
Yeah.
Everything else was kind of just average. I'm trying to think. I think I got like D's in some. I got D's, C's, B's, and A's. Like nothing. It wasn't a glowing grades.
Yeah.
But there was no F's and E's and stuff.
Yeah. He passed, guys.
I passed.
He passed his
some of the teachers were kind of like, they wanted so much. I think I did PE, and they wanted so much theory. I couldn't believe how much theory. It was like 90% theory, 10% physical. And I wanted to do the physical.
I was going to say that. I think when you are a bit creative as well, when you're a bit of an arty person, academia seems a bit more challenging. Not challenging, but it's not really your strong point, so you kind of shy away from it. Whereas I think if you're someone who's a bit more academic, then being arty and all that stuff, being creative is a bit of a challenge. And I feel, not like going into it too much just yet, but I feel like you are very much a creative naturally, and I am very much a academic person, but I have creative skills, but not as creative as you.
Yeah, but I think you have shown with your channel, with your thing, you are being creative.
All
of those things, you're creative, you're creating ideas.
But it's not a natural
maybe not an artistic way, but it's coming from an angle that you need it to come from. So I feel like all of this we're telling you, you can learn to do this stuff.
Oh my gosh. We're going to get onto that, man. We're going to get onto that. But yeah. I think what it is, I want everyone to realise, and I hope it is already like building up a picture that, you know, we are average people, guys. We're very normal people. We haven't had a glowing, I don't know, well, we haven't even gotten to university yet, but we haven't had higher education in creativity, should I say, you know? A lot of this stuff has happened just over time through experience, through being focused on our goals and things like that. So I hope that you're getting that, or you're gaining that from what we're talking about so far. Okay, so yeah, what did you do in university then, Ben? What did you do? Because I feel like you were always doing something different. Is it just me?
University was a mess. It was a mess.
Because you went to college, didn't you?
I did go to college.
Yeah. What did you do there?
And then I was doing a graphic design course in the H&D.
Yeah.
And I did. Oh, that was the best course, wicked course. And then after that, basically, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So, you know, you get worried, and you're like, oh, let me just go on any course in uni because I'm not doing nothing.
Yeah.
I did some course in technology. I can't remember what it's called, but it was so dead. And I was like, I couldn't do it. It was so far. I had to drive like 2 hours to get there, 2 hours back. I was like, no, this ain't gonna work. And I was away so long between like classes. I'd come up and they're doing a new project I didn't even know about. They'd be like,
you missed too much.
They'll be like, no, that got handed in 2 weeks ago. Where have you been? Like, they were doing this. I was like, what's this?
Yeah.
So I kind of gave that up.
Yeah.
And uni wasn't for me. It just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's probably, in a way, it's probably the best decision I made. I didn't waste that time doing something that wasn't going to benefit me in any way. Like it just wasn't a benefit to me. And I just went on and I got a job and I started working
from then
at Argos.
Yeah. But listen, guys, as you can see, we're only up to university, yeah, so we've still got a little bit of way to go. But it's so funny, even just listening to him speak, and he's saying about the fact that he went to uni, it wasn't for him. I went to uni and I completed my degree. But even still, I went to uni, he didn't go to uni, or any of us actually carried out what we were doing in uni.
Yeah.
No. We're not. I'm not teaching anymore. Okay, yes, you could call it. It's still part of my makeup. I do, tutor privately, but I don't. I'm not even carrying out my degree. All that money. Goodness me.
I know.
But anyway, so jobs. Let's do a short list of jobs. What have you done so far before photography? What were the jobs?
So I was an IT trainer for like 2 years.
I liked you in that role because that was a bit of teaching, wasn't it?
It was a lot of training.
Yeah.
It was a lot. I travelled a lot, but only in the UK.
Yeah.
So they'll send me hotels to hotels.
Yeah.
And from that, teaching assistant.
Yeah.
Which I did.
Yeah.
Because it was so flexible, not flexible, but it's only 6 hours a day. Doing my photography on the side. So that's where I kind of did that to pay the bills, and then photography was like to build up the clientele, to build up the whole, this is what I do.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I mean? So
that was your last role then, wasn't it, before you actually started photography? Your teacher job, wasn't it?
Yeah. I wasn't teaching. I was teaching assistant, so it was just supporting the teachers in class.
Okay.
And it was like secondary school.
Secondary school.
The secondary school, I did primary school.
Okay.
And I did a pro, sort of like a.
Where
behave well. Kids that
are not
EBD.
Very... EBDs.
Yeah.
Okay. So how did we start the photography? Because again, guys, this is a very oh my gosh. I'm telling you, all of you aspiring photographers out there, you need to be following my brother because he really has gone through it. If you say, have you done? Yes, he's done that. Yes, he has. Okay, let's get on to it. How did you actually pick up the camera?
Okay, want the gritty,
what the nitty-gritty, yeah.
Okay, so I was a bit of a gadget head. I had this watch, I had this iPhone.
Always, still is.
I had tech hair, tech around hair. So I'm chilling going, why don't I have a digital camera? Like, why haven't I bought this? Like, why hasn't this come into where I need to buy one?
Yeah.
And then there was this guy on Flickr, I think, and he used to take these awesome pictures.
Flickr, that's going back
a
bit.
I know, that's where we're going. We're going back to the beginning. So this guy...
Some of these kids don't even... Some of these children won't even know about Flickr.
So Flickr is like basically an online show. It's like Instagram before, but it's only on the internet. It was only on the web. It wasn't on phones. Yeah. I
don't think any of it was on phones then.
But it is now. It is now. But so Flickr was the thing.
Yeah.
I wasn't really big on Flickr. But this guy was. I was like, his work is so good. These pictures are so good. And they were just normal shots around the house.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm buying a camera.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get one. Like, I had no idea what was gonna stem from that. And I had the camera. Then my friend phoned me and goes, Ben, have you got a camera? We're gonna film a music video. He's a DJ. They're filming a music video. Can you come down and take some behind the scenes pictures? Okay. I was like, I just bought a camera just now.
Timing.
So I was like, let's do this.
Yeah.
we're friends, so there was nothing talk about money or anything. I didn't even know what I was doing half the time. So ran down there. I took so many pictures, like thousands.
Yeah.
That's how you know I'm amateur, right? When you're taking thousands of pictures. You're taking like the picture, the picture hasn't moved and there's like 20 shots.
The same thing. Yeah. No, I looked into that as well. How long it takes you to film a YouTube video is also a sign of experience. If you're taking 10 hours of footage for a 15-minute video, we're doing something wrong, guys.
Yeah.
We're doing something wrong.
So with that, I met a girl who was a model, and she kind of took me under the wing, showed me how to shoot, and then from that I met a makeup artist, and we went to these groups, and I used to practice shooting with these. It was like a collaborative group of makeup artists, models, and photographers, and we would just come together for the art, take pictures, and then go home. Everyone gets the photos, and that you can create your portfolio with that. Do you know what I mean? So that was awesome, and then from that, I went into school photography. I went into weddings. I did it all. I did some retouching for like some school photography firm. I've even been on that side. So
I'm telling you guys, I literally remember Ben would be coming home. I don't know how many jobs he had at this time. He would be coming home early hours of the morning.
Club photography.
Telling me that he was like falling asleep at
behind the wheel
because he was so he literally had about 10 jobs at one point. I'm not even joking. Like it was just so many jobs he was doing. And to be fair, I feel like as an outsider looking in, family members looking in, we were just like, what are you doing? Go and get a normal job. Why are you doing all these different jobs? You're all over here, you're there, you're everywhere. And it just seemed like he was dedicated, but he just seemed like, what is this for? Like we didn't know anyone who was a photographer. We didn't know anyone who had this job role. So we were just thinking, man, just allow it. Just allow it. It's not even that worth it, you know?
And I think that was the dream I wanted. It was like when I bought that camera and I just had this picture of this guy who was like, oh, he just takes pictures and he gets to travel the world and he's just so cool and he makes all his money just from photos. I was just like, I want to be that guy, you know? I was just like, that is the dream, you know?
I think we all have those kind of people that like get us going initially.
Like a fantasy, like you see, you're like, oh, I want to do that. And that's how I was. And then so what it was with me, it was basically, if I could get a job where I'm using the camera, I'm kind of stabbing away at that dream. I'm making ways to that dream. I'm making paths to it. So I thought, I've got to get all these jobs, but I'm using the camera. At least I'm known for using the camera. People can be like, associate me with a camera. You know what I mean? So that was my intention. But that's what the focus, it was like, take any job, as long as you're taking pictures, take any job. And that was the grind, you know? So that's where I was at. And I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop. And I saw so many signs along the way. That's the thing, people. You got to listen to the signs, you know? There's going to be a sign where you're saying you're doing the right thing and you're not doing the right thing. You know, and
you got to know when to stop in it. Or know when to keep going. You got
to know, and if it's not good for you, your body will tell you that. You know? So you got to listen to these
doors
things.
will close. Doors will actually close. When it's not for you, as much as you want those doors to be booted down, those doors will close, guys. And I think we know that.
That's so true.
You know, even relationships, business, you know, the doors won't be open. So
that's so true. That's so true. Like so many things good happened from me doing it. I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm in the right place. You know, the universe will tell you you're in the right place because it just aligns to what's going on.
It really does.
And so many good things start happening. You're like, wow, like this wouldn't have happened if I wasn't here. It's crazy. It's
and I think also like what's for you, no one can stop. Like as much as people, because we're gonna get into like a bit of like the bad side of things as well. But as much as people might want to try and put you down or interfere with your grind, guys, don't worry about those people. Nothing's going to happen that isn't for you. If it's meant to happen, I mean, as you can see, we both were brought up in the church. We've both got some kind of like faith behind us. And I feel like at the end of the day, if you believe that this is meant to be your job, your path, whatever you're doing right now, then that is going to happen to you no matter what anyone tries to get in the way to destroy it. It's not going to happen, you know? So yeah, I definitely agree with that. What would you say is your glow up moment? I think when I interview people, I'm going to ask this question to all of them. So if you're going on the show, you be prepared. But what was your glow up moment? What was the point when you thought, right, I'm actually doing bits now, man. I'm actually like, yeah, what? Okay. Because remember you said to me, that guy that you looked up to in the beginning, he was flying here, he was doing this, he was doing that. To me, it sounds a bit like what you're doing now.
Well,
so what was your moment when you thought, okay, you know what? It's doing really well now.
There's so many. It's hard to say one.
Yeah.
But I gotta admit, the one where I went to the photography show and Nikon had blown my picture super massive. I was just like, rah, okay, I'm somebody. Like,
okay, before we get into that, actually, you got to tell us how you actually landed because you're an ambassador for Nikon. Did I even say that? I don't think I said that, guys. I mentioned that you work with Nikon, but I didn't say he's an actual ambassador for Nikon, so he does a lot of work for them.
Nikon creator.
He's a Nikon creator. Yeah. He does a lot of work for them. You are on the books, so to speak. So how did you even get that?
So that was during COVID. So basically everyone was going on with the Black Lives Matter and stuff. I had been talking to them previously, like with the MPS team and stuff, Nikon Professional Services. So I've been talking to them. They knew about me. I didn't know half of them were following me on Instagram. It was weird. But it was just during COVID.
Don't know who's watching you guys.
Yeah, it's
just
true.
saying that.
It's so true.
Don't know who's watching you.
I was I was just doing my thing. I was just doing my thing. It wasn't even like, I knew that was going to happen. I've obviously been talking to them.
Yeah.
Some guy was like, I knew one of them inside because we had talked, I went and took pictures with all them. And all this stemmed from me going to I got invited to like see all their latest tech.
Yeah.
Because I had 2 bodies.
Yeah.
Which is like, you're professional if you have 2 bodies on the website.
2 bodies? What's
that? 2 Nikon bodies, like 2 camera bodies.
What does that mean?
That's a body without a lens.
You said you got 2 bodies, as in where? On your where? I don't know what that means.
In my possession. I've got 2 cameras.
So you got 2 cameras.
2 bodies.
Alright, so listen,
the camera's a body, the lens
explain
is
to the
to
audience,
the body.
Because at the end of the day, it sounds like you
It's
cop
fine,
2
it's
bodies.
fine, it's
People
fine.
copping to bodies. That sounds like some kind of illegal activities. You really started with the stolen goods thing,
Sorry. Stop.
Now he's got 2 bodies on him, guys.
So,
what's next?
2 Nikon camera bodies.
Right,
okay.
so
I registered 2 of them online. They invite everyone who's got 2 because they see you as a professional.
I get ya.
I got invited, got talking. Half of them knew me and stuff, and I was just like, oh, I don't even know. And then we got talking, and they were like, yeah, you should come. They wanted to lend me a Z7 camera. They were like, lend him a camera. You got to lend him. Get him on board. Which eventually I bought that camera off them. It was so funny. And then I remember I just got the email one day, and it was just like, Ben, meaning to send you this for a long time. We want you to become a Nikon creator with us, and blah blah blah. And it was like, boom. And I was just like, right. I was shocked. I was super happy. I could not. I
remember.
I was gassed. I was super gassed, and I felt like. It's so funny because I remember, this is going to sound so crazy, but this is actually true, people. I remember I was doing a live about a couple of years ago, and I was saying to my people on live on Instagram, guys, imagine if I could be a Nikon ambassador. That is so amazing. And look how it just happened. Like, it's crazy. It's mad, but that's what happened. I said it to them, and they were like, oh, they were like, yeah, that'd be so cool. And I was just like, agreeing with them, you know? Like, but it wasn't even a thought, like,
it's definitely gonna happen.
Like, I remember tagging the page a lot. I used to tag them, and one day they saw all my pictures, and the guy was like, we're sharing these. And I was just like, yeah, what's going on with the page? I was just so quiet. They were like, yeah, we're trying to sort that out. And so it all stemmed from
that. Yeah. And then, as you said, like, you went on to then being on a show because you were literally like scouted by these people to having your picture blown up by them. Yeah.
Well, that was funny because I'll tell you what, Nikon, the photography show, and Nikon, they're a massive sponsor of the show. So I was there for the photography show. Oh yeah, that was a massive moment, I would say as well. Talking on stage for the photography show, talking about my work and NFTs and stuff. That was amazing. Like, I went to the stage, I'm walking towards the stage, and there's all chairs, and my name is there saying Ben Moore in that on this massive screen, and I'm like,
what is going on?
And they're all miking me up with the wire, and I'm on the stage talking like I'm talking like they said I look like Steve Jobs, like on Apple, like I'm announcing the latest iPhone. I'll give you the pictures so you can.
Oh, wicked.
But yeah, that was
your moment. It was like
that was amazing.
From literally thinking, okay, I want to do what that guy's doing, to now you are on stage, being supported by one of the most famous camera company videographic company in the world, and now you're part of that team.
Yeah. So and they're really nice. I must say, Nikon have been really nice to us. They've been really supportive.
Yeah, Nikon, we do actually sponsors for the podcast. I know it's very new, but maybe you can talk to many people.
But they're really good. Yeah, they're really good. I've had no complaints about them. You know. But that's your global I would say I'll tell you what the best moment is though, and it's probably a kind of weird one, and it's an ongoing one. Yeah. It's just waking up every day, knowing this is what I do for a living, knowing I pay my bills with this stuff. Yeah. It's just the best feeling in the world. Yeah. Like, I can't explain that. I can't emphasize that enough.
I know. I think even going a little bit off topic slightly, but I think it's the same kind of empowerment that people feel when they actually start to manage their finances, just as a whole. Like, when you are going from being in debt and always feeling like you're chasing your tail, always feeling like you're, paycheck to paycheck, blah, blah. When you are actually budgeting and managing your finances properly, guys, it starts to feel like your job is, not saying that it's an option, but you don't feel like you're just working as a slave. You feel like you are actually contributing to your life. You're not just feeling like you're a slave to the system. So I know it's not exactly the same, but it is. I feel like taking control of your control of your life, taking control of your day and how you wake up and how you go out and show out in the world is so empowering. However that's done,
Take control, people. Take control.
Okay, so. Bit of a personal question on this one. You don't have to tell us how much you earn, but what would you say is the earning potential of a professional photographer? What would you say that is? How much could we be earning?
There's no limit.
Okay, so people maybe. What would you say that they're taking?
Well, I know some people that get one job and it's 40k.
Okay, sorry.
Potentially.
Maybe we should go back a bit. How do you earn money? So you just take a picture and then is that it? No.
No, it depends. So it depends. The jobs can be, I'll tell you. So the jobs can be so different. And sometimes it's like, I'll tell you a basic one. So Samsung will give me a phone and say, use that phone to go and take pictures. And then I'll use that phone to do my creativity. So they borrow my creativity, and then I'm going to show off these pictures on my social media, and then I get paid from them for doing that. And they give you the phone.
So your streams are brand deals?
Brand deals, definitely brand deals.
You sell your own pictures as well.
Sell your own pictures as well. Yeah. Also, image licensing. Yeah. That is a massive one. Yeah. You can earn so much money doing that.
Okay.
You could do workshops.
Initially, your streams of income were different to how they are now. Would you say that?
Oh, what do you mean, like before?
So when you first started out,
branded myself.
Yeah, when you first started out.
Yeah, so when I first started out, obviously the money is not good. It's not great. Like clubs will pay you like £20 a night. Yeah. Like rubbish. Yeah. And maybe you do a shoot with someone, it's like 50 quid here, 150 quid here. Yeah. You're hustling. I was in my hustling zone. Yeah. I was like,
and it was a side hustle then. That wasn't your main bread and butter. You were still.
I was trying to make it the main bread and butter.
You was trying to make it, but you was teaching still and stuff.
Yeah. Because it's so funny. You never know where your next
job's gonna come
exactly.
From.
So there was times where I got jobs from people that I know you take pictures, but and you don't even know who they are. I tell you what, this one thing I forgot to say this. I used to have an ad on Gumtree I used to bump it up to the top. Yeah. It was like £9.90, and that was my thing. It was like every time I bump it up, I'd always get a job. Yeah. Always get a job. Got so many jobs from there. Yeah. Random people. I got the most random requests. I'm not even gonna go into it. But I got some crazy job, and I love that. Like now it's a bit different because I've got a friend. I recommended him, and he said he got weird jobs, and you just like, nah, you're doing it. But back then, it's like that was my thing. It was like advertising. Yeah. I had my shots on there, be like photographer, I have a whole paragraph of what I'm about, like it wouldn't just be, it'd be like, it went deep. I had to go deep because I wanted to win the customer over in terms of, they know they're getting someone really good. Yeah. And there was one phone call I never forget this phone call, where the guy was like, I want to go with you, like, and I was like, why do you want to go with me? And he goes, no, the person before had just said yes to everything he said, and I was like, no. I said no to him, and he couldn't believe that because he was like, can I do this? And I was like, no, that's not going to work. You need to do da 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 da. And he was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, you gotta be real, innit?
Yeah.
I was being real, like, that ain't gonna work, like, what he wanted. I'm not just gonna say yes to it and then not give him dead photos.
Yeah.
So I told him, no, that's not gonna work, that don't work for me. And he was like, oh, okay. And then he was like, yeah, and then he booked with me. It's crazy.
I think, you know what it is? I just don't want people to be misled that, you know, everybody is gonna end up working for Nikon, you know?
No,
I feel like the majority of photographers were doing, and probably are still doing, and still making a living out of it, guys.
Yeah.
A lot of the jobs that you started out doing, that purely because of time and the success that you've managed to acquire, you've had to drop some of those things, but they are still really good ways and established ways of earning money as a photographer.
Yeah, like weddings are always going to be good. Weddings are always going to, and it's all about the level. You know, you can start off doing weddings for £100, like going to the town hall and just doing it there.
Yeah.
Or you could be doing big, crazy weddings. I've seen some photos, I'm like,
wow.
Like they're in the desert and stuff. And it's like 10, 20 grand weddings.
Yeah.
So it's about the level you get yourself to. It's not really about, oh, I'm only this, so can I stay there? Like, you can go wherever you want. Like, if you can raise your game.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not always even about how good the photos are.
No.
Like, some of it's about how you talk to people, how you communicate with people, you know, and how you're honest with people. People like that.
Yeah.
You know, they like
you got to build a rapport.
Yeah, exactly. And the people like that more than the photos. They'll be like, oh, he's such a fun photographer.
You're reliable.
Exactly. All of those things. All of those good things.
Back.
Definitely. And it's like your photos can only have to be like an okay part of it.
Yeah.
But like, think about it. So if
it's a cherry on top,
they take you to that location, you're gonna get good photos because they took you to the location.
Exactly.
You know, so it's like, you know, the sky's the limit, and that's the point. Never put yourself in a box. Always keep. Well, with a photographer, you always got to keep learning. You always got to keep grinding, or you're standing still, and there's always someone there looking to take your spot and get that job. You know.
Yes, definitely.
So you got to keep yourself on your toes.
10 toes down. Okay, so earning potential you say is limitless, but what would you say in terms of like, because I'm going to be doing another podcast about this, what would you say in terms of like numbers that maybe when you were younger or when you first started out, you were in terms of earning potential numbers for yourself that was scary, or you think, I'm never going to earn that, to now where you're like, you know what, that's not really that unachievable.
I say like 50 to 100 grand is definitely achievable. Like
Yeah.
definitely, if you were to grind
within what space of time?
Within 6 months.
Yeah.
If you're, it depends on who you know, what connections you have, especially in this space. Like there's people making crazy money, especially if they've got a huge following and they're using their space to advertise. Oh man, like this. I hate to think about all the deals I've not got, or I know that like I see people working, and I see people advertising, like photographers like me in the same kind of genre as me, and I see them working with certain brands, and I'm like,
wow.
Yeah, they're making money. They're making peas. Like they're making serious peas, you know. And it's like, you just gotta don't let that distract you. Focus on your goals.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Okay, so what is the most important thing you've learned in life? Like, what was your life like before learning it, and how has your life now changed? So, important thing that you've learned. What was your life like before? What is your life like now?
I'll tell you, the most important thing I probably learned is to shut the noise sometimes. Turn off the noise. And what I mean by turn off, a lot of people ain't gonna like this. A lot of people ain't gonna like what I'm gonna say now, but this is the truth. Okay, this is how I have come to be who I am right now. It's turn off the computer games, turn off the TV, turn off all these distractions that are there to stop you getting where you need to be, you know? Because I remember I was playing Xbox, I was not doing anything, I was doing some job where I wasn't happy, and I wasn't happy with where I was, and I was like, why is my life like this? So I was like, you know what, buy an Xbox. So what I did, I sold my Xbox. I told all my Xbox Live friends, I was like, bye guys, I'm sorry, I'm hanging up my pad. I am out. And they couldn't believe it. They were like, oh, okay, say it. And then, you know what's so funny? I'll tell you what's so funny about this. So I sold the Xbox, gone. Xbox was gone. I was like, okay, photography. I was just focused, you know. So I tell you what's so funny about that. Years later, I don't know if it's a year. Yeah, years later, I saw one of my friends who was on Xbox, and he saw me taking pictures at like a wedding thing that he was one of the guests at. And he's like, man, what are you saying? He goes, bro, when you came off was.
You were serious?
I thought you wasn't. I thought you was gonna be back on. You're just gone. I see your account. It just says
he died.
It says like 98 days offline. And I was like, bro, it had to be done. It had, and I feel like a lot of people aren't where they're supposed to be because they're too busy focusing on, oh, what's the next movie out, or what's the next, and even football. I had to stop watching football because I'm watching these guys who have their career sorted out. These guys are making money. Why am I watching somebody make money? I need to make my money. Not saying that money's the only thing, but I'm talking about, I need to control, I need to be, who am I going to be? This watching them ain't going to make me no money. So I'm like, I had to turn off the noise. And that has basically made me where I am today, you know, because I started to focus, you know, and I would say that to everyone. Sometimes you know in your heart that you shouldn't be doing what you're doing, but you still do it anyway, thinking that, oh, it'll be all right, I still got time. Look, trust me, just do it now. Just do it for like 6 months and see where your life goes. And if it gets better,
good.
Keep doing it. If it doesn't, go back to doing what you're doing. You know, but like,
no harm, no foul, eh? Just try.
Focus. People focus. It's important.
I really like the way you said that though, like turn off the noise. At first, when he said that, guys, I actually thought he was going to talk about the fact that turn off like people talking in your ears and stuff like that, because I feel like for me, I do, you know, reach out to my brother quite a lot. Hearing this person doing this or someone saying that about me or comparing myself to someone or whatever, that type of noise distracts me. Whereas I think with Ben, they might be, you know, a different type of distraction, but distraction at the end of the day. I think you do need to really focus and spend time in things. Like, Ben, how long have you been doing photography?
Well, the first time I picked up a camera was like 12 years ago. 12
years ago. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I think some people, when we say, you know, just focus on this, people can't focus on 5 minutes, let alone 5 years. Some things are not going to happen overnight. You really do need to put a lot of dedication and time. When you see someone's glow up, like what do they say? Overnight success took 10 years to make. And overnight success took 10, 12 years to happen. It looks like it happened, oh, they just got that brand deal. No, that took months and years and doing the same thing over and over and over again. And I think people really do underestimate how much dedication you have to have in your goal. You really do need to try it and stop the noise, as you said, for a long period of time. Longer than 5 minutes, guys.
Yeah. And I feel like you've got to love the grind. It's tough. But you gotta love them. You should have seen, I had a job the other day.
I'm sorry.
I was talking to my friend.
You're on your own with that one.
I was talking to my friend, and I had this wicked job. It was tough. But once the job was done, I kind of had this empty feeling like I want to be doing the job again. It's so weird. So I love that grind, that hustle. Now, I'm not going to say every job is
like that.
Amazing. Like sometimes they're not. Sometimes it's just like, and it's not even the jobs annoying, it's the people who are talking to you. You know, sometimes you get people that are just like hard to work with. You know, but you got to maintain professionalism, right? But I say like, you got to love the hustle. Because if you don't love the hustle, you're not gonna do it. You're not gonna do it. Like,
I think you have that way about you though, Ben. I think like I'm not saying that you're wrong. I think that you have that way about you. Like you are very much. Let me just say something to you. When we were younger, me, right? We both get pocket money, wouldn't we? We get maybe like £5 a week or whatever. Something small, guys. And I would be sitting there as soon as the money hit my hand. Things at the shop, Smarties, Snickers, my money's gone. Ben would be sitting back and he'd be like, Finn, can I have some Smarties? I'd be like, oh, all right, go on then. Finn, can I have some of your sick? Where's Ben's money though? 2-3 months later, Ben's got the latest Nikes on. Ben's got the latest gadget. It's like, what? Because why? He is the one who will take his time. He will, as he said, he will sit in the hustle. He will sit in the grind because he likes knowing that at the end of that work that he's put in, he's going to get X out of it. So I hear you. I think that is just the way you are though. And there are definitely people who are similar to you. But not everybody likes to be, they want to get there now. They want to have that success straight away. Do you know what I mean? And I think it is about learning, I suppose, patience and learning to be consistent. You know, we can all be consistent, guys, doing the same thing over and over. We can all learn the art of consistency, but loving being in that kind of like you know, that hustling error is something that maybe is, you know, down to your character?
Well, I heard a really powerful thing in this. It was some album I listened to.
Yeah.
Where the guy was talking about fear.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people, when I told them I'm self-employed, they're like, oh, that's scary. Like, you don't know where your money's coming in to pay your bills next month. And I'll say, instead of using that fear to stop you, use that to push you so that you'll do everything in your power
to make sure
you have the money.
Yeah.
And then while you're making sure you have the money, because you're doing you're basically on it. You're in the zone because you're like doing, I'm gonna do this. You're gonna be up to all times of the night.
Yeah.
Oh, this is doing me that. You know, you're gonna be in that zone.
Yeah.
So then when you get the money, you're gonna be like, okay, well, I did it, so I could do that again.
Yeah.
I did it. Now, if you don't get the money,
Yeah.
you can always go back to working for Bob and Ted and doing a full-time 9 to 5 if you want.
Yeah.
But you know, if you tried everything, and you're the only person who will know if you tried everything.
Yeah.
If you tried everything and you didn't succeed, at least you know you gave it your all.
Yeah.
In your mind.
Yeah.
If you know you didn't try everything, you're gonna be like, hold on, I could have done this, you know, but I was just a bit this short, and now.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna know.
Yeah, you will.
It's effort.
You will.
Everything is effort.
Everything is effort.
Everything's effort.
Yeah.
Right?
I think, as I said to you, like, I just think we, you know, everyone is diverse, and I think that some of the things that successful people do is that they underestimate, because they are humble. They're a humble person. They're not showing off. They're not trying to whatever. They assume that everybody can do that, and I don't think they realise that some things are very, very unique. And you know, they're not very how can I explain it? They're not very common nowadays, you know. And I think it kind of like teeters over into budgeting. I think people who are rich is just because they're just like, they're a certain person, or they've done it because they were born into money or whatever. A lot of people who have managed to acquire wealth, especially later on in life, they've had to practice certain things. They've had to build certain skills, start to learn certain skills that I think that even them, they probably don't even realise that it took that specific type of person to do that. You know, not everybody can do it, but it is still something to try and aspire to, you know. And I think when you, sometimes it's about seeing the right person. Sometimes, you know, you'll see one person who looks like you, who you can identify with, you can relate to, blah, blah. That can be your trigger. And sometimes it's just hearing from many successful people over time that this is what they done. Maybe this is the way that you need to go as well, you know?
Yeah, and I think, I remember hearing, there was one speaker, I can't remember something Thomas, I can't remember, and he used to say, he used to say stuff to me, like, you won't understand, like, when you haven't been through it, you won't get it, you'll be like, what, he's just talking, because you're gonna want it more than air, like, you're gonna want it more than breathing, and you will get it, and do you know what, he's so right. When I talk about Instagram, I remember posting on Instagram for like 4 years straight, because I was like, if I don't do it, I feel like I'm not grinding, you know, and I did that, and it was like, what, you're crazy, and I was like, no, this has to happen, this has to happen.
I feel like hearing your story, you've gone from, you know, turning a hobby into a side hustle, into your main career, your job, you know, your ever after, you're an entrepreneur now, and I think that the main goal of this podcast was for people to see, or to try and maybe think about utilising a hobby, a skill that they already have that is quite, maybe they don't even, you know, they take it for granted. They think, oh, you know, this is something that everyone can do, or whatever it is. To hone in on those skills, if you are someone who is suffering from the cost of living crisis right now, you're looking for a way to, you know, stretch your income, earn more money, then do look into yourself. Try not to look outwardly. And that's why I like the way Ben said stop the noise, because I think some of us look at some other people and they go, right, she's doing that, I'm going to do what she's doing, or he's doing that. This podcast isn't for everyone to now go run to Nikon and hope to be a Nikon creator. This is for you to look at your own skills and think, okay, I can actually turn that into a hobby, because you know what he said there about it being loving the grind. Why did he love the grind? Because it was his hobby, guys. This is what he has wanted to do his whole life. If you're going to try and turn something into a main job, you need to like it.
Definitely.
You may not love it straight away, but you need to like it.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be sitting there having to work every hour God sends on something that you actually detest. So you need to have some love for whatever you are trying to turn into a main job.
It's so funny, like, because I'm a one-man band.
Yes.
Like, I tell you what's so funny about that. I'm a one-man band. If I don't do it,
ain't nobody else doing it.
it's not gonna get done.
Ain't
So
nobody
I started
else.
you started getting a checklist. I need to do this today, this today, and I'll tick them all off. Get it done. Like I remember procrastinating is so annoying. I hate doing it. I do it sometimes.
We all do
still.
it. We all get it.
I do it sometimes still.
We all get it.
When I go do my expenses and all my I'm like, oh,
don't
Lord.
want to do this.
But if I don't do it, it don't get done. And I've got that mentality now where I like to get the jobs done. I want to get things finished. You know, a lot of people start things.
Yeah, but they don't finish them.
They don't finish.
Yeah, because
exactly.
and that's the bit I was saying to you about the resilience and dedication. Even to touch on that as well, I think that a lot of people, especially like my friends who are employed, they sit there and go, "It'd be nice to like not have a boss or da da da." Guys. It's hard, you know. As Ben said, if you don't do it, ain't nobody else gonna do it. So you're sitting there, sometimes you're tired, you're sick, whatever it is, you're going through your own life struggles. You know, you still got to get up and work, because if you don't work, money ain't gonna come in. And it's not holding a gun to your head pressure, but it's still a different type of pressure that you have to rise to, and not let that, you know, make you cower away from it, shy away from it, and ultimately give up. You need to rise to the occasion. That you need that kind of like stimulation for you to get up and carry on, because no one's going to force you to do it. No one's going to be pushing you. No one's going to be chip chip here pep pep. It's lovely that I've got my family, but not everybody has that. You have to find that motivation, which isn't always with you, by the way. You have to find things to motivate you. You're not always going to be motivated. It's like having a bath, isn't it? You have to wash yourself in motivation daily, guys, because it's not always going to be there. Sometimes I sit down and go, mate, I actually don't want to do nothing, but I know I haven't got that luxury of not doing that. There's going to be a stage, guys, where maybe we can relax a bit, but it ain't now.
Yeah, and I tell people I'm lazy too. Trust me, I have my lazy days where I don't want to do nothing.
Lazy.
And you know what will happen? I'll get like 5-10 emails. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to work.
Yeah.
And I'm just on the computer answering emails, doing, and then by that time the whole day's gone and it's a full day's work, and I'm just like,
what?
This today was supposed to be
A
a day where I
rest
just relax. And that used to just happen every day. And that's how I knew I started. It was like every day it was like, oh, I got this email. Oh, they just sent me this email. Oh, and because everyone's there doing their 9 to 5. They're at the office at 9. So I'm getting the email at 9, 10 past 9.
Yeah.
Oh, Ben, have you got those pictures ready? Oh, Ben, we need you to do this. And I'm like, wow. And that just started happening every day. And then that's why I knew the grind. And people, let me just say a disclaimer. By us telling you this, no one's telling you to quit your job.
No,
and do your
no one is saying a 9 to 5 isn't bad. The title of this podcast is called Any Hustle or Any Side Hustle Will Do, guys. So we're not talking about quitting your job. To be fair, I think it'd be lovely if you can have a side hustle like what we're talking about here, like similar to what we're talking about here, should I say, and a main job. Like you want to have that main job as long as you can. So you have squeeze that main job, guys, because you know what? That gives you, as I said, that gives you that little bit
more time.
Of buffer that you need, especially in the early days, because working for yourself, especially the first 3 years, it will make or break your business. You know, people who survive past the 3-year point being self-employed, you're most likely to carry it on. But as we've seen, this world that we're living in right now is not the same. So I'd even say that's reduced by a massive amount. So not just in 9 to 5s. We are saying keep your 9 to 5. This is about side hustling, but also finding things to do that have longevity in them. Not just things that will be okay for today and gone tomorrow. You know, try and make this into something that you can maybe turn into a career at some point, or maybe turn into a job, but it's not the be all and end all if it doesn't. And at least you can enjoy it while you're doing it.
Shall I tell you another side hustle I had?
Go on.
So, do you remember Everybody Hates Chris? Yeah, Everybody Hates Chris. Yeah. Basically, I downloaded the whole season 1 and 2, and I copied this as a DVD, and I was selling them on eBay for like $9.99.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, I sold so many, and then...
Ben, you know that's illegal, right?
I know, someone reported me to eBay and I got kicked off.
Oh my God.
No, listen to this. Someone complained, saying they thought it was the original, and it doesn't even exist. The original doesn't even exist in real life.
I just want to say, you know, my brother is not a criminal. I really just want to say that, because please don't flag this video. He's not a gangster, guys.
This is the real
We're
story.
just being honest, maybe a bit too honest, but he's just being honest. These were years. This is years ago. By the way,
like before.
But yeah,
I was working for P.O.BOX.
No one uses DVDs now.
I was working for P.O.BOX.
Shh!
What the? It's so bad. What do you mean? I wasn't even.
This boy.
What do you mean? It's real.
Okay.
That's real. That's real.
To be honest, my last question I had for him, guys,
Oh.
was literally going to be, what advice would you give someone who wants to turn their hobby into a stream of income? I feel like he has
covered that.
literally covered.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, me saying that now just sounds like we're going to be repeating
Yeah,
ourselves.
that's true.
But what I would say though is, you do need to give yourself a proper shout out. Ben, where can we find your stuff? What's your social media handles? Where can we find you, man?
So all you need is one word. It's just be more photos. I'm on Twitter, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Instagram, I'm on all of that. It's all one word. That's all you need. Just
Be
Google
more,
me.
Google
Google me. You're gonna find it.
P-H-O-T-O-S. Yes? Right.
Google me. I'm there.
Yeah, no,
I'm all
he
over
is,
the
he
web.
is, he is,
I'm
he
all
is.
over it.
Thank you so much for joining
Happy to be
me
here. That was fun.
today. It was such a good. Listen, guys. I hope you really enjoyed it. If you want to ask Ben any more questions, you want him to answer, just do drop them down below. Definitely try to review this podcast. I mean, not try, do it. Review the podcast. Let us know.
Yes.
Give us some feedback, guys, as to what you want to hear going forward. And yeah, tune in next Monday for your next dose of the She's on a Budget podcast. Thank you so much, Ben.
Let's go. Rap. She's on a budget.